We are good. We're live now. I got a countdown set for 30 seconds. Who knows? We'll start whenever it says 4. Hope everyone's having a good day. I started 2-0 in college basketball on the show. You got to love it. I need Washington to hold on. What are they up, 5? Yeah, 42-37 and a half. I have Oklahoma, though, and they're down 10, so it looks like I'm going to take my first loss there. But we're off to a nice little start in college basketball. It is 4 o'clock, so we can get started. Obviously, as you can see, Ski's here with us. I'm really curious. I caught the very end of your show. So I actually, judging by the comments, it didn't sound like you took the Lakers. It sounded like you were leaning Lakers, but we're staying off. But we'll get there. I actually don't know a single one of Ski's bets because I just caught the tail end of his show. So I'll be finding out what he's on at the same time you guys are. We got Raps Pistons to start it off. This line's 3.5. I believe it's still 3.5. To be honest, I really wanted to get to Toronto here. I just couldn't do it with the injuries. Weird stat I found: Toronto 9-3 against the spread against teams that are in the top 5 of pace. Pistons in the last 5 games, 3rd in pace out of nowhere. The Pistons are running a fast pace. So what I did, it's one of my smaller bets. You guys probably already know because I said it on last night. I'm on the over here. I didn't give you an over graphic, so I'll just put up this one. Yeah, I'm on the over here. So basically, my angle is Detroit run in the last 5 games. I just said they're 3rd in pace, and I looked at the Raptors game logs when they play these teams that run fast pace. When they play the Pacers, the Hawks, the Spurs, when they play these teams that run fast paces, the scores are like 128, 126, 131, 122. So, I mean, at 230, I got it at 233, so I actually lost a half a point of value. So they were the game logs for when the Raptors play a fast-paced team flying over the total. It's one of my smaller bets. I'm not going to waste a ton of your time talking about it, but I am in on the over for a few dollars. Who would like to go second?
I'll jump in, and that's the kind of the way I was seeing this game too. I want nothing to do with the side, but I want Quickly and Gary Trent Jr. in the lineup. They're both questionable for tonight. When they made the trade and sent OG away and added Quickly, it took away defense, and Quickly is a big part of that pace that you're adding for this team. So I would definitely want him out there. Raptors are 22-10-1 to the over on the road, and I like what you're saying about Detroit last 5 games playing up tempo. So up and over is the only way for me to look.
Yeah, Propiver actually found that. I should give credit to him. He was the one that put that in my notes. Pistons, normally in the last 10 games, they're 13th. In the last 5 games, 3rd. So, out of nowhere, the Pistons are running this super fast pace. And the Raptors, a team that likes to run the fast break, this could turn into a track meet. So, yeah, I'm cool on the over. Obviously, like Ski said, I want those guys on the floor. But we'll see. Propiver, where are you leaning here?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm rooting for some made buckets here. I went with Cade Cunningham. I went with a bit of a Jedi Modi approach. I went with Cade Cunningham, 10-plus assists at plus 200. You can get that on Bet365. The books just simply keep disrespecting Cade's playmaking ability at home, and we keep cashing. So I see zero reason to stop now. Toronto's defense with Podol was already bad. They had 117.8 defensive rating, bottom 5 in the league. But without him, they're dead last. And Toronto has already allowed the 3rd most assists per game on the season, the point guards, and 4th most over the last 30 days. As I mentioned, the last 3, I wrote last 3 write-ups because I posted them on Twitter. Cade at home's a different animal. His last 15 games at home, he's 9-6 to the over, averaging 9 assists per game, 10.8 adjusted assists per game. Even if Toronto rolls out a B squad, I mean, we've seen Memphis just roll out that B squad yesterday and beat Washington. I expect us to be competitive. And with 32 plus minutes at home, he's over his last 10 of 15 overall, while over his last 8 of 10 in those spots with Jalen Duren averaging 10. What I really love about this matchup is that the Raptors' main weakness all season has been at the rim, and now without Podol, it's even more at the rim. That's where 47.8% of Cade's assists come from. That's a very high mark. The last time they squared off in Detroit, Cade had 12 assists on 22 potential assists. That is a ton. And the fact that both teams are top 5 in pace the last 5 games, like you had mentioned. And we got a high total here, and I love the value here. He has landed on 9, but not 10. Just once at home this season. That's why I chose to not do over 8.5 at plus 110, but 10 plus at plus 200.
Plus 200. Starting off with a home run swing here.
Oh, I have another one later.
I like it.
I got a juicy plus money card today.
So last night, Beaver had Sabonis. He needed 9 assists. Dude had 8 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Finished the game with 8.
Yeah, it's tough when the blowouts happen.
Yeah.
Blowouts where props go to die.
I mean,
he was even on the floor.
Yeah, he was on the floor until 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So it wasn't even the blowout. I won't even blame the blowout. I just don't get it.
The one time he passed him, and the guy missed a layup too. He threw his hat across the room.
Chris Duarte is that.
You guys, it makes sense why you're watching with 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left, I had already given up.
Yeah, we had it on for his assist.
I was just praying to God somebody would shoot the ball, but no.
So our poll heavy on the Pistons here. Detroit minus 3.5. I actually want to get to the other side. I really would like to be on Toronto, just with Quickly and Trent. I couldn't do it. But I actually think Toronto's going to win the game, but not going to bet it. Brooklyn at Orlando. I mean, this line. Ski, you want to go first on this one?
I'll go first. And this Magic team I've had trouble with all season just because I haven't been a believer. And maybe I'm wrong for that. I always say when I want teams to win by margin, when I want teams to win by margin, you have to do a couple things good for me. You have to shoot the three well, defend the three well. And Magic are a bottom 5 team as far as 3-point percentage is concerned. But they've made a big jump this season. I forget where they are in the standings. I think they're 4th in the East. And they let us know every time they play these bottom feeder teams, they're not in that same tier anymore. Versus less than 45% win teams, I have them as 17-4 against the spread this season. And they're 13-4 as a home favorite in general. They've covered 5 of their last 7 games. I mean, I don't see why we should get away from Orlando. It's just I have a hard time with that 3-point percentage. But at the end of the day, if I'm playing, I'm laying.
Yep, same. And I actually am already in. I got in at 6.5, so I'm on the same side. I laid it with Orlando. Like Ski said, this has been the spot. Orlando has been dominant at home, laying points against an inferior team. I also like how Brooklyn out of nowhere, well, I say out of nowhere, last 10 games, all of a sudden struggling to protect the rim. Because the whole season, that was like the strength of their team. They could protect the basket, but towards the back of the league. And this is not the team you want to go on the road and play if you're struggling to protect the basket. The Magic are going to come at the rim and get to the foul line. That's what they do. And I don't think Brooklyn can stop it. So Magic at home against a defense they should have a solid matchup against. You got to take it. Got to lay it. I got it 6.5. Little worried that the Nets have been shooting the 3-ball well recently, and it's not exactly – Orlando's 3-point defense is kind of like – one week it's good, then the next week it's bad. We've seen them really get lit up from 3 before, so there is a path to Brooklyn screwing us over here, and it is the 3-point shot. The Nets could get hot from 3 and screw us, but if this game's played 100 times, I think I'm covering 60 of them, so that's the side I want to be on. I laid it with Orlando.
Not tonight. Brooklyn Nets +7. I love me some Brooklyn today, bro.
We use the same notes. Now, what are you looking at?
I don't have the best of reasoning here, but I simply had to go with Brooklyn. My sharp senses are tingling. This line reeks. This should be at 10.5. I don't give a shit. The Magic just beat the shit out of Brooklyn 2 weeks ago in Orlando. Not much has changed since then. And the books, what'd they do? They dropped the same exact line. Why? I mean, it's no wonder everybody likes the Magic here, but I'm a bit concerned. If you look at their offense the last 2 games, they look like absolute shit. They shot 35.9% from the floor, 24.2% from 3, scoring just 171 combined points in those games. One of those was against the Knicks without Anunoby, and I forget. Oh, the other one was against the Pacers, for Christ's sakes. So that's really concerning right there. The Pacers, another team that allows you to attack the rim. Well, where the hell was the offense there? And the Nets' offense on 2 days rest this year is actually really good. 9th in efficiency. Cam Thomas and Bridges both shoot 50+% from the floor and 40+% from 3 in those situations. On top of that, Cam Thomas is amongst the top 25 players in ISO possessions per game, and the Magic are 29th in defensive efficiency against ISOs. So for a half unit, I'm going to play it sharp, and I'm going to go with Brooklyn.
Someone said it's Wesley Snipes night in Orlando. Do you want to change your bet?
It is.
Wesley Snipes night. Dude, he started off his reasoning with, my sharp senses are tingling. He said that.
We have it on tape.
Yeah, I'm clipping the shit out of that. So we got
Wait, when it hits later. Clip that.
77%. So, I mean, Prop Beaver is right in a sense that the line has me a little sketched out too. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have the same thoughts, but the Nets have been playing well. That's my explanation for the line being right back where it was. The Nets are healthy and they look a little better recently. So that's why I was able to make sense of the line. But you know what? When your sharp senses are tingling, I guess you got to take the shot.
They're tingling hard right now. Can't shake them.
All right, let's move on to the next game.
I was trying to look up. Maybe it was a rest differential last game that they played. I'm not sure.
I think the Nets were hurt.
2 days rest.
And I think the Nets were hurt. Weren't they missing a couple pieces in that first game? I'm pretty sure.
Cam Thomas didn't play.
No, I think it was Cam Thomas and was it Simmons? I think it was Cam Thomas and Simmons that were out.
Oh, it's probably more.
81 to 108. Okay, yeah, I see it.
I'm expecting something of the same. But, sharp senses are tingling sometimes. You heard them.
Never fade the sharp senses, guys.
All right, so next up is Chicago on the road at Indiana. I know me and Ski both cashed on Indiana last night. Actually, Ski, both of our top bets hit. You had Knicks, right?
Absolutely, yep.
I wish I put that stupid parlay down. I paired the Knicks with the Clippers. I should have just played the Knicks. But whatever. So, obviously, the first thing that comes to mind here is Indiana hasn't been good on these back-to-backs, and they're coming off a huge upset win over a great Oklahoma City team on the road, immediately fly back home. So it's not a great spot for the Pacers. That being said, it is a division game. Like, it's not like they're not going to care about playing against the Bulls. Of course they are. I was really torn on this one. I'm going to put it up. I did bet it, too. I'm in on the Bulls at +4, but I'd be lying if I said I'm dripping with confidence about it. This Bulls team is really disappointing me. I've lost the last 2 bowl games. I took Bulls plus, I think it was +9 against the Clips. They blew that at the end. I think that was on a day game. They blew it at the end against the Clippers. They lost by 10. And then I took the Bulls again. I took the Bulls again against Dallas. They got their asses beat. So you're looking at a guy who was making a lot of money on the Bulls and has taken 2 straight L's with Chicago. So I'm not exactly loving my position here. I didn't take the money line either. Usually with these short dogs, I like to pair it with the money line. I don't even have the confidence to do that. It's one of my smaller bets, but I am in on the Bulls. Basic reasoning, Pacers have been bad on these back-to-backs. And the Bulls, defensively, I mean, a few weeks ago, we're protecting the rim well. Haven't really been recently. I don't know. I'm on the Bulls. Don't love it.
I mean, I understand because I was trying to get there with the Bulls all day, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't push confirm. The Pacers, like you said, 2-9 on the second of a back-to-back, but the Bulls I haven't liked anything I've seen from them lately. I know they've only covered 2 of their last 6 games. The only thing going for them is they have the rest advantage, but they also play tomorrow. So I lean towards Bulls, but I don't think I can put my money on it.
Yeah, it sounds like we're feeling similar about that, except for I unfortunately have money on it. Prop Beaver, you got anything for us here?
No, really not much to add. Would play Chicago purely on the spot. Obviously, we mentioned it already. Bulls heinous loss to the Mavericks. They shot horribly in that game, so regression probably due to swing around a little bit here. And then the Pacers went into OKC last night, beat the 1 seed in the West pretty handedly too. They were shit talking SGA. They were loving it. Now they're back at home, as you said, 2-9 against spread on 0 days rest, league worst. The one thing I do like for the Bulls is that they are on the road here. 10-4 against spread, their last 14 in the road. 5-1 against spread, their last 6 is road dogs. So that's a little angle if you like something. I know DeMar DeRozan personally is a much better player on the road in pretty much every aspect. So yeah, that's something I'm looking at, but that's about it.
Yeah, there is a couple, like I could give you a little sales pitch if you're trying to get to the Bulls.
I'm trying.
Okay, so all right, couple little things. So
I like what Prop Beaver said.
Yeah, on the road catching points, the Bulls have been money this year. So we're back in a situation we like. The Clippers game, sometimes I've found that those afternoon NBA games, those Saturday afternoon games, those Sunday afternoon games, just throw them the fuck out because the patterns never apply. So they lost a weird-ass afternoon game against the Clippers where, honestly, they were winning for most of it. They just had one bad quarter where they just collapsed at the end. And then they got blown out at home against a Dallas team that just seems to have found their stride and is red hot from 3. That's going to beat the shit out of anybody right now. So it's really only the 2 games. If we rewind a week ago before those 2 games, I feel like we would all be comfortably taking the Bulls right now. But after those 2 games, we're all like, So, I mean, I guess that could be the sales pitches. Guys, it's only 2 games. Let's not. But like I said.
The game still is important, too. They need it as far as the standings go.
100%.
Yeah.
Huge game for the Bulls.
I think the recency bias is hitting us in the face here, but we need to realize.
Realize.
49%.
Oh, I saw FTB in the comments here. What's up, man?
FTB.
We got to get you back on here soon. So we got 49%, 38%. So the community's leaning towards the Pacers here, which I'm a little surprised at. I'm surprised by that. Maybe everyone was just
What do you mean? They're coming off a win at OKC. Why wouldn't you like the Pacers?
Because they're coming off a win in Oklahoma City. Immediately had to fly all the way back to Indianapolis.
Just the public perception. I don't know if they think about all that.
Well, they should. Right. Well, they should.
They're like, these kids are 20 years old.
All right, Denver on the road in Miami. I'm letting Ski go first because I have no money on this one and I don't know what to do. I'm hoping to get
hell of a stance.
Yeah, just expert analysis here. I don't have a goddamn clue. No, I obviously at this.
First?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I have a feeling about this game, even though I haven't betted yet. But what I will say is, you have a Miami team who, this is the team that put them out the playoffs. They lost the revenge game on the road versus them, and Miami, they've only covered one of their last 5 games, so they haven't been able to, really show that they can beat this team. They haven't been playing well lately. I get that it's revenge, but and they have rest advantage 2 days to 1, but maybe the other team is just that much better. And we've seen the Nuggets this season. It doesn't matter what night it is for the other team. It doesn't matter how the other team feels about the Nuggets. As long as the Nuggets have been healthy, they've been able to get wins. And one thing I'll say is they haven't been good as a road favorite. But now with this point spread, you're almost just asking the Nuggets to win the game. And they've covered 7 of their last 10. They've been playing good out the break because they're healthy. I think the Nuggets get the job done once again at the short spread.
I'm glad you said that because last night I said Nuggets are pass. So that's the way I was leading. I'm wearing a Nuggets hat. And that's coincidentally though.
Very cool.
So that's neat, Kyle. So yeah, I'm on Denver too, and it's basically for the same reason. But here's what's scaring me. Here's why I haven't placed this yet. It's a really nice spot for Miami coming off 3 straight losses at home in what is like a must-win game. Like if there's ever like a desperation mode for the Heat in a revenge spot at home coming off 3 straight losses, like I love the spot for the Heat. This is normally a spot I would bet a team. But I agree with everything you just said. Maybe like the way you phrased it was perfect. Maybe Denver's just that much better than the Miami Heat right now. So I'm leaning towards the Nuggets, and Ski gave me a little more confidence. Maybe I end up placing a bet on this. As of right now, it's Nuggets or pass for me, though.
Yeah, and this one I went with a rebounding prop. I went with Jokic, and I'm going to be fading him here. I went with under 12.5 rebounds, got that at -110. I'm just going to sell high on him here because he had 17 against Toronto, and Kelly Olynyk Sharman soft ass on the glass. But realistically, he wasn't performing that well on the glass before then. And Miami is a polar opposite matchup. They've allowed the 6th fewest rebounds per game to centers the last 30 days. 4th fewest over the last 2 weeks. And on the season, Jokic has struggled against these good defenses in terms of allowing rebounds to centers. Jokic is 13-5 to the under against top 10 defenses versus centers and rebounds per game allowed, averaging 10.3 rebounds per game. He now faces this Miami team on the road where with the full starting 5 healthy, he's 11-6 to the under this season, averaging 12.4, and 33-12 to the under going back to last season, averaging just 11. Including playoffs where minutes are plenty, Jokic has still gone under his last 8-12 against Bam Adebayo as well. The last time they faced off in Denver just recently, Jokic was held to just 15 rebound chances, but he converted 11 of them. That's a 74% rate. That's highly unsustainable. His season average is 64%. Considering both of these teams are bottom 5 in pace this season, I'm expecting a slow game where, again, we see Jokic's rebound chances lowered from his season average about 18 to about 15, but I expect him to convert those at a slightly lower rate. I just think that with Miami well-rested and hungry for revenge, coming off 3 straight losses and another at Denver late February, I expect them to go hard in this one, and that includes on the glass. So
I like it coming off a 17 rebound game. Someone said, I can't believe you guys are betting Denver on Tyreek Hill night in Miami. 62%, 34%. So community agrees with us that Nuggets would be the play here. You know what? Maybe I throw a few dollars on it. Next game, Charlotte at Memphis. Who wants to take the lead here? Because I ain't doing it.
This is like legit the most terrible game on the slate today.
Yeah, even Memphis on a back-to-back too.
All I have is I don't want to be laying in this game. So whoever's catching the points is who has my attention. If I would lay with either one of these teams, I would not feel good in the morning if I wake up and saw a loss. So yeah. That's just how I feel.
I probably would lean the same way. I mean, I'm like Memphis is on a back-to-back, but like I'll put Memphis up. No, I'm not going to spend any more time talking about it. Don't care, not betting it.
I can't believe I wasted time and breath yesterday talking about the Washington Wizards. I mean, that was just a legitimate the worst tragedy in Washington since January 6th. Truly a pathetic team. I don't know. I'm not betting this. If you're betting this game, call the number. This is pathetic. So, nope, pass.
All right, let's move on. So a lot of people click pass on that one. So let's move on to the next one. Cleveland at New Orleans. All right, you guys are going to hate what I did here because I actually placed it. But if Donovan Mitchell gets ruled out, I'm screwed here. Let me just preface that. I know that I took a shot. There's some high risk involved. I'm banking on Donovan Mitchell playing. If Donovan Mitchell plays, I like my position at Cleveland +6. I do. So I'm putting it up there. I know it's a disgusting one, but sometimes those are the best bets. I like Cleveland in this one. I took the 6 points, didn't take the money line. If Mitchell plays, then the Cavs should be able to get out in the fast break and exploit that for New Orleans. And what do the Pelicans do a lot of? Attack the rim, which is Cleveland's strength, is protecting the basket. Now, I know the Cavs have looked like shit recently, and if Donovan Mitchell is ruled out for this game, maybe I get screwed. But you know what? We've seen a little bit of signs of life here and there from them. Nothing that indicates they're on the way back, but I really like the spot for them. I think they're going to show up. I think the Cavs can win this game. And if Donovan Mitchell plays, I like my position. It's 0.75 units. It's one of my smaller bets. It's not one of my two big ones tonight. But I took a shot. If Mitchell plays, maybe I get screwed.
I disagree. I want nothing to do with the Cavaliers, and I don't care if Mitchell plays or not. What I will say is I prefer to chop the game in half and look at the Pelicans in the first half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. At home in the first half, they're 19-9-2 against the spread. And if you look at their last 5 in the first half at home, they've covered 4 out of 5. As far as Cleveland, they're really banged up right now. I know you said they're good protecting the paint, but, I mean, you're missing Evan Mobley. It's just Jared Allen down there, really. And if he gets in foul trouble, all hell can break loose on this Cavaliers team tonight. So Cavaliers have only covered 1 of their last 5 in the first half on the road. I think we wait until Donovan Mitchell is rolled in so we get the best of the number, and then we take the Pelicans first half.
Pelicans first half. So technically we could both win.
Yeah, I would also lean Pelicans. I think you're pretty crazy, Kyle, but I thought your Knicks pick against the Magic the other day was crazy, and that cashed, and that was a great play. So hopefully you're on the right page here. I would love for this game to be competitive because I'm betting a man who I have a horrible relationship with this year. I have a strong disdain for this man, but I love the spot so much for him that I can't pass it up. We're going with Brandon Ingram over 19.5 points here. These Pels have been a thorn in my side all season, especially BI and his lackadaisical ass just fucking moping up and down the court. But he's coming off a 7-point performance here, which is disgusting. And I think we're going to see him be a bit more aggressive in a matchup that I think requires him to. Cleveland is a great defense, but it's been slipping without Mobley, and it's been an all-you-can-eat buffet from the long mid-range. Over the last 5 games, Cleveland sits 30th in long mid-range frequency and 19th in efficiency. BI, by the way, 100th percentile in long mid-range frequency. Sorry, so it's like a tongue twister. And if you look at the recent guys who have gone over their totals against Cleveland, it's Beal with 24, KD with 37, Mikal Bridges with 25, Cam Thomas with 29. What do they all have in common? They love to shoot the long mid-range. They're leaning on these polos to do their damage, and this has been a sweet spot for BI. 2 days of rest at home with the full starting 5. He's averaging 29.3 points per game, 60.5% from the floor, 19 field goal attempts at home, and wins by 10+, because I do think the Pelicans are going to blow him out. With the full starting 5, he's over his last 5 or 7, averaging 25.5 points per game. In wins overall at home, he's over his last 6 and 9, averaging 24.7. I just think that he's going to get the volume here, and if we could get just 13 field goal attempts here, which really isn't that much, he was over his last 9 to 12 games with the full starting lineup, averaging 25.8 points per game. It's time for BI to take the tail out from between his legs and let the chopper sing. I think it happens tonight.
And let the chopper sing, he said. So you guys both lead towards Pelicans. First half, Brandon Ingram, the community, heavy on Pelicans. I am on my own Cleveland Cavs island. Look, I'm not going to sit here and try to sell anybody on Cleveland. I got a feeling. I like my Cavs bet. If Donovan Mitchell is ruled out, though, I might as well rip the ticket up. Next up, we got Warriors at Dallas, and maybe Ski as I was trying to get to Golden State. I couldn't. Were you able to?
Well, I like Golden State. I just chose to bet the game a different way, but I'm not opposed to betting on Golden State as well. I mean, I'll start off with this, and you've heard me say this plenty of times. I'm not into the business of laying points with teams who do not play defense. And this Dallas Mavericks team is the second worst defensive rated team post All Star. They've talked about it and went out there and gave up a lot of points again. And they're on the front end of a back to back. They play OKC, which is a big game tomorrow. So I just don't know how much effort they'll be putting in on the defensive end tonight. So that already pushes me towards Golden State. You look at Golden State, I know they're without Steph. Without Steph and with Draymond in the lineup, they've covered 3 out of 4 games. And we know they're going to be the better defensive team tonight. They've been the better rebounding team post All Star, and I mean this game is important for both. I'm not going to act like it's not important for Dallas, but Golden State is right there in that 10th spot. They need wins. You're going to get max effort from everybody out there on the floor tonight. So I would only look towards the Warriors as far as the point spread is concerned. What I decided to do was to take the Mavericks team total under, and my thought process was if the Warriors win, it's because of that effort and because of how they've been playing on defense. They held 8 of their last 11 opponents under 120 and a half, and those opponents are averaging 110.2 points per game. You look at the Mavericks, they've only cleared this number 4 of their last 12 games, and on the front end of a back-to-back since December 1st, they've only cleared it 1 out of 7 games. So Mavs team total under 120 and a half is what I decided to go with, and I'm still, I want to hear what you got to say about Golden State because I could get there too.
No, I wanted to get there, but I couldn't because I really like the matchup for Dallas. But I won't do it. I'm not going to lay 7 with Dallas here. But I like the matchup for the Mavs. And honestly, that I ended up saying Dallas or pass. Not betting this at all because, like Ski said, laying 7 points with the Mavs at home. First of all, the Mavs just never cover as home favorites. This dates back to last season. Second of all, laying 7 points with a team that doesn't play the not only do the Mavs not play great defense, but recently it's gotten even worse. So yeah, I'm not going to actually bet it. That being said, the Golden State's numbers in the last 5 games without Steph Curry are really bad, and they've also played an easy schedule, so I think things could get worse. I did play the Warriors I think it was 2 games ago. I took a stab with the Warriors without Steph, so I'm not scared of betting this team without Steph, but this is also a Dallas team that has their number. For some reason, Luka always goes off against Golden State. And I'm sure Prop Beaver's probably about to talk about that because we talked about it on the show before. Luka's got crazy numbers career against Golden State. So, yeah, it would only be Dallas for me, but not touching it at all.
Yeah, as far as that trend goes, Golden State 1-5 against the spread, last 6 against Dallas. Golden State 3-9 against the spread, last 12 trips to Dallas. For me, it's Dallas or pass. I don't really love this game. I agree with Kyle pretty much. I do like the matchup for Dallas. If this line was like, I wish honestly Curry was active and this line was like 3.5 or like 2. I would lay it then. But without him and with that hyperinflation going into the line, I'm good off that.
Yeah, I wish I could get involved in this game because it would probably be cool.
What about Kyrie under? If Luka is the person going to go off, maybe Kyrie doesn't. And also, I mean, don't kill me, you guys, but isn't it that time of the year when Kyrie doesn't really be eating? I swear last year we saw him like have a little bit of a decline around that time.
I will say, Ski, he's actually gone under his last 5 or 6 games. There is a decrease happening as we speak to his stats. I don't know why, but
does Kyrie march? Is that a thing?
Ramadan?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he fasts.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I don't want to be picking on him or nothing and betting his under just because, but I'm just saying maybe if you like Luka to go off, you bet against Kyrie tonight.
I would imagine to some that's probably a touchy subject. I get it. But hey, yeah, if there's a pattern, if there's an angle, I want it. So maybe Kyrie's under 5. Would you say 5 of the last 6? Prop Beaver?
Yeah, but then I looked at it and he's insane at home. If it was on the road, I'd actually take a hard look at it and probably consider it, but at home I can't do it.
All right, let's move on to the next game. Atlanta at Portland, and I got some good CLV on this one, Ski. I'm in on the Hawks at 2, and I think I'm on the right side here. I'd still bet it at 3.5 if you haven't gotten in yet. Hold on one sec. Let me get the poll up and running. This is crazy that these words are even coming out of my mouth, but I actually like the matchup for the Hawks defense here. The things that the Hawks really struggle with, stopping the fast break. Portland probably has the worst fast break in the NBA. is not going to be there to exploit it. Portland, obviously not a ton of outside shooting. Portland will have the rebounding edge. They should get some second chance opportunities on the offensive glass. But other than that, I couldn't find one angle I liked for the Blazers defense here. At 3.5, obviously I like it a little less because we're starting to get into some key numbers here. I got it at 2. So basically I'm looking to win the game, but the higher it gets, the less valuable it becomes. I'm in on the Hawks. I like it. Ski?
I cannot lay with the Hawks here. For one, for years now, they haven't been a good road team. And you now have, Bogdanovich added to the injury report as well? I don't think I saw that this morning.
He's probable, though.
Oh, he's probable? Okay.
Yeah. Added to injury report is probable.
Gotcha. It just comes down to I don't trust the Hawks on the road. I'm not willing to lay. This Portland team has been playing well lately. They've covered, 5 of their last 7 games. They got, a lot of their main guys in the lineup tonight. I know they are on the front end of a back-to-back, but I'm not willing to lay with the Hawks, so I'll lean Blazers.
This is our head-to-head. You're going to make me watch this game, Ski. You're going to make me sit here and watch Hawks Blazers tonight.
I'm not actually going to bet it. So.
Oh, okay. I'm in on the Hawks. So if you want to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe, Hawks versus.
You want to go? I'll go.
Oh, man. So we got to.
I want no smoke today in this one. No smoke.
All right. So I'm in at the Hawks at 2. So, Prop Beaver, before you get to any sort of props, who would you side with in this head-to-head?
I would side with Ski.
What?
I'm not laying 3.5 points with Vit Krejci in the starting lineup. Are you on crack?
All right, so I'll put. All right, go ahead. Just read off your prop shit.
All right, so I'm going with my boy. We're talking dominating here. DeAndre Ayton. I got over 12.5 rebounds, plus 106. Now, everybody, when they hear DeAndre Ayton, they think not a guy who hustles. They think he's lazy. But if you look at his recent numbers, the guy's on demon time right now with the rebounds. His last 6 games with 20-plus minutes, basically games that weren't blowouts or ended early by injury. He's 5-1 to the over, averaging 15.8 rebounds per game on 21.6 rebound chances. That is some Rudy Gobert, Domantas Sabonis shit right there. And Ayton has been a monster at home in competitive games for a better part of the year now. With 32-plus minutes at home, Ayton is over 12.5. His last 7 to 10 in those spots, averaging 15. The majority of those games, he had Jabari Walker alongside him in the rotation, and he's a really good rebounder. He's out for this one. And if Jeremy Grant is playing tonight, that's even better for us because that means Toumani Camara moves back to the bench. That's another guy who can hit the glass. In terms of the matchup, Atlanta has lost a lot of size lately. Noah Kongwu, Jalen Johnson's out, and Sadiq Bey is also injured. And Coach Quinn Snyder refuses to play Capella for more than 25 minutes. I don't understand it, but he refuses to do it. As a result, centers have been torching Atlanta on the glass. They've allowed the second most rebounds per game to centers over the last 30 days. I just think that with the Hawks bruised and battered and a close spread, I feel there's no reason that this shouldn't be competitive. And if Ayton is going to get minutes in this spot, I have to back him at plus money.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see him getting 5 or 6 offensive rebounds alone in this. So I like that. Ski, you guys sure you don't want to jump ship here? UCapper came in the comments. He agrees with Atlanta. Ronald's with me. I can switch your graphics real quick if you want me to put a Hawks up.
No.
I
respect Ronald. I love Ronald, but I refuse.
Yeah, I refuse as well.
All right, fine. Suit yourself. So the community agrees with me on this one. They did not agree with me with my Cleveland pick, but they agree with me in Atlanta in a big way, actually, waiting for the results. It was like 68% to 28% or something. So looks like the 66-17. So action's coming in pretty heavy on the Hawks, and the line movement reflects that. When I started recording the video last night, it was 1.5. I jumped in at 2. It's now 3.5. So it's definitely been moving towards Atlanta. Next game, final game. Showtime, Lakers. All right. Well, familiar matchup here, Ski. Lakers on the road. Now, I will say, though, on your show, I hopped in right at the tail end of this. I was trolling. I'm actually not in on the Kings, but I would lean the Kings. Just because they seem to have the Lakers number, and I kind of like the way they match up a little bit. The Kings' defense is bad, but they actually have decent numbers protecting the rim, which is probably why they have given the Lakers problems, because the only thing the Kings can do well defensively is it matches up well against the Lakers. I would lean Kings, but am I really trying to jump? The Kings are this, and you never want to bet them at this because they're about to do this. And it feels like a spot where this is where we see will the real Sacramento Kings please stand up and Lakers beat the hell out of them? I could see it. So I'm putting Kings up. on the screen, but I'm not betting this. And if you guys are on the Lakers, I understand. I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with you on it. I completely get it.
Well, I'll say I'm not betting the Kings. And I don't really want to bet the side at all, but I will say Kings, it's not a Kings spot. It's a Lakers spot. Kings on the second of a back-to-back. Kings are 1-2 as a home dog. They've only covered 3 out of 10 games on the second of a back-to-back. The Lakers, 2 days rest compared to 0. I just think it favors the Lakers here. And also, both teams separated by 2 games in the standings. Very, very important game. And one team has an advantage tonight. So if I was going to play the game, it would be with the team with the advantage, which in my mind is the Lakers. Why I'm scared to do that is, like you said, Kings have had their number. They're just so fast. They have so much speed. It gives the Lakers problems. So I'll look towards the total. And I chose to chop it in half. I like the first half over. It's shaded that way. It was 121.5 last I saw. Full game was 238. I think we get a high scoring first half out the gate. And then as the game goes on, the defense tightens up because of how important the game is to both teams. You look at the Lakers on the road in the first half, 22-9 to the over. And the Kings, or I'll just say both teams last 10 first halves combined 14-6 to the over. So I want to get in and get out. I think it'll be similar to how we saw that Kings-Bucks game, high scoring early and fade out late. So first half over is my pick.
Yeah, I mean, that's with these two teams. I definitely could see bucket for bucket. Both run a lot of fast breaks, especially when, well, actually, the Lakers run a fast pace with or without LeBron, but with LeBron, they run a fast pace also. Prop Beaver, if you had to pick a side, would you go Lakers or Kings?
Kings, purely due to the history, but the line is kind of sketching me out a bit.
They're on a back-to-back.
I guess, but I think this line should be at 1 maximum.
I mean, it was at 2. It
open
moved to
there.
2. Yeah, it's been on the move.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So for this one, I'm going right back to the guy who broke my heart yesterday. Put him on the script. We got Domantas Sabonis. I'm not betting his assists. In fact, I'm betting his over 3-pointers made.
At
Very
1?
good bet at 1. You don't think of Sabonis as a perimeter threat because he's really not. He's attempted a 3-pointer in 5 straight against LA, cashing in 3 of them. And that's due to Davis playing drop coverage. We've recently seen the effects of that as LA has allowed the most 3-pointers made to centers over the last 30 days and the last 2 weeks. I mean, just since break alone, we've seen Naz Reid with 5, Brook Lopez with 3, Chet with 2, Jokic with 1, Daniel Tice with 1, Wemby with 3, Zach Collins with 2, and Draymond with 2.
That's just the All-Star break?
Yeah, that's all since the All-Star break.
Is that every single game?
Almost every single game, yes. Almost every single game since the All-Star break. We've seen a center hit a 3. And they've also seen an increase in 3-point volume as well, cashing their lines. Sabonis has cashed 45% of his games with the Aaron Fox active, and the implied odds of that would be plus 122. We're getting this at plus 200. In games with Fox, where Sabonis attempts just 1 3-point attempt, he's cashed 60% of them. The implied odds of that would be minus 150. So in a spot where I feel pretty confident where he's going to attempt 1, if not 2 3-point attempts, I'm going to bank on one of them going in here at plus 200.
I mean, based on that reasoning, at plus 200, it sounds like a good bet. Now, I guess we could add the Lakers to the list with the T-Wolves as teams who give up threes to centers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, community is leaning towards the Lakers here. This would be a fun one for me to, buckle down and be like, nah, and really stand on my podium here with the Kings, but I don't like it enough to do that. I don't feel comfortable enough. I didn't actually bet it. It's not on my ticket. But, yeah, I'd lean Kings. 51%, 40% Lakers. How about a community parlay? Ski batting 750 with these somehow, and Ronald can't buy a bucket.
Yeah, Ronald's jealous.
He actually got a chalky one last time, too. He was in plus 300. He had a shot. Didn't come through.
Let's see what we get tonight. Let's get another good one.
Yeah, what are you guys cooking up? Ski's going for an 800 batting average here. He's 3 out of 4. In community parlays. They voted the Pistons, definitely. They definitely voted the Magic. Bulls, Pacers. Oh, they voted the Pacers. Nuggets, Heat. They voted the Nuggets. So we're starting off with 4 favorites.
Didn't all of us not like the Pacers?
All 3 of us, but they voted the Pacers, the poll. I go by what the community picks.
Hey, if they like it, they like it.
They didn't like what we're selling, I guess.
No, they vote against me all the time. I like how right after we moved on from the Nuggets Heat, S. joined the chat. Goes, guys, I missed it. Did we talk about Nuggets Heat yet? Like, bro, you wouldn't like what we talked about. There wasn't much red and yellow on the screen. I'll tell you that.
I was backing the Heat on the board.
Too.
What's up, Robbie?
I said I was backing the Heat on the board, so I'm with S. in one way.
You would take Heat plus 3.5.
No, on the glass.
That's not what he cares about. He's not here like, hey, you taking my guy's rebound props?
I'm backing the rebounding battle. I'm sure he appreciates that. It's a vital part of games.
He doesn't care about rebound.
It's a vital part of games. One of your main capping points, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I don't think that's what he's here for, but I'm sure he appreciates it. How about that? So we got a deadlock here. I'm going to give it another few seconds because Pistons money line and Magic money line are really deadlocked here. Give it 5 more seconds. Wow, he actually said thank you, Beaver. So he likes.
See, there we go.
He's probably just being nice, bro. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bad for me.
That was a pity. That was a pity. Thank you. Pistons money line. Wow, Ski. You got Pistons money line in there.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough.
Yeah, you're off to a rough start. Not the start we wanted. So community did vote for the Grizzlies. Oh, second place was Magic, by the way. So if you voted for Orlando, you'll get another shot. Pelicans, they definitely liked. They were pretty. These games were pretty. They liked Warriors. Warriors won that poll. These games are pretty one-sided as far as the team everyone likes. There's tonight's very like. As far as like where the public is, it seems like there's pretty. You could pretty easily see tonight. It's pretty black and white, which makes the community parlay pretty easy to predict. Pelicans, a lot of votes. This one looks like Pelicans are going to get in there. Yeah, I could cut this off now. It's 77. Everyone's voting Pelicans. So all right, Pelicans number 2, guys. You're doubting my Cleveland pick. You guys are sleeping on me.
I will say the line's moving down. Maybe Spider is playing in this game. I'm
telling you, those Cleveland Cavs are going to show up. So I wish it was one of my bigger bets now, because now I feel like I got my my spot here. Lakers money line. We'll go with some second place finishers now. We'll do first and second place. So we got the Magic, definitely got a lot of votes. Nuggets also got votes. We'll throw them back in there. And then second place here was Hawks. All right, so out of these 4, we're going first and second place to finish it out. These 4 right here. Cast your votes. Someone says, Prop Beaver, out of all your prop bets tonight, what is your favorite?
My favorite? It's a good question. I think the one that has the most value is the Cade Cunningham at the plus 200.
His assist line is actually at 8.5, but you took 10 plus at plus 200, correct?
Yeah.
Why would one more assist be from minus 110 to plus 200?
Because his line actually started at 7.5, so it moved from 7.5 to 8.5, and when it's at 7.5 and it's juiced up, it's minus 150 or whatever. When they usually move it up, it's usually plus money to start for the 8.5 on the over, and then it gradually adjusts. But yeah. I mean, I love Cade Cunningham to rack up the assists today. So I would prefer if IQ and Gary Trent Jr. go, though, of course. So.
That would certainly help my over.
Yeah, it would help.
Although
everybody.
I kind of have a feeling that whoever plays in that game for the Raptors is going to be running. It's just so like it's one.
Because like who the hell is their point guard? Like I think Bruce Brown can run, but is he going to be a running transition point guard? I don't really know about that.
I've seen him do that in Denver. He was doing that a little bit.
Yeah, actually, kind of. So maybe.
So it looks like it's going to be Magic and Nuggets to finish it out.
It's gonna stink when the Nets ruin the parlay.
They're not. Just stop it.
So it's at plus 409.
Plus 409. So here's the community parlay. Ski going for 4 out of 5. Detroit money line, New Orleans money line, Orlando money line, Denver money line plus 409.
I sent you the underdog.
Yeah,
I can deal with this. I was nervous when I heard Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis did not make it. I'm telling you, though, Cleveland. Watch out for Cleveland, man. If I had to guess.
I'm watching.
If I had to guess who's going to ruin this one, I'm saying Cleveland. Them sneaky Cavs. All right, Prop Beaver, let's see what you sent in. Prop Beaver hit his underdog the other night too.
Yeah, and we should have hit it last night if Chris Duarte wasn't such a fuck. All right, so we're talking about the underdog for today. We got Cade Cunningham with a double-double. That's essentially the 10-plus assists. If you can't get 10 points, I mean, Jesus Christ. Nikola Jokic, lower than 12.5 rebounds. Talked about that before. The Heat are coming hungry on the glass tonight. Brandon Ingram, over 20 points. Mid-range assassin, should be able to light it up against Cleveland. And then DeAndre Ayton dominating. Great matchup on the glass. Has been Baby Gobert lately. Nobody wants to acknowledge it, but he's coming. So
Baby Gobert.
That's our slip today.
If you don't have an underdog account, it's available in any state highlighted in this map. If you're in one of these states, head over to the website or download the app. Make sure you use the promo code BET. Get your deposit bonus match. All right. So, yeah, let's put the community parlay back on. Ski, someone said it's the community parlay's a W. Ski's on. So, yeah, you're developing a reputation as a community parlay you could trust. Thanks for coming on, man. Hopefully, let me know what day. I could probably get back on your show if you want next week, too.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed having you on, and thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure you check out Ski's stuff. He does a show 2.5 hours before mine. It's at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Time. So make sure you check out. It's his just Ski Profit right there. Type it right into YouTube. That's the name of his channel. Everyone, remember to bet responsibly tonight. Hopefully, Washington is up real quick. Give me some good news. They blew the lead. God damn it. All right, I'm going to watch the end of that game. Everyone, have a good one. See you tomorrow.
What's up?